Hello and welcome everybody to Game 2 of WhiteRa versus NaNiwa from IEM Kiev. My name is Glitch and this is going to be Game 2 of a best of 3. Spawning here in the right position of ESL Dual Site, playing as the Red Protoss from TT Esports, we have WhiteRa. His opponent, the winner of Game 1, the man who might be able to close this series out right here, right now, playing as the Purple Protoss from Quantic Gaming, we have NaNiwa. So, in Game 1, we just had a super back and forth game. It went all back and forth all game long. I don't know what's up with that lag, by the way. I apologize for those frame rate issues. I am not sure exactly what the heck my computer is doing these days, but we are just going to deal with it because apparently it looks like it seems to have smoothed out now. But in Game 1, we just had a super back and forth game where WhiteRa went for one big push after defending some early stalker pressure from NaNiwa, pushed back. Didn't quite work out for him, but then he started to throw down production facilities when I think he really should have been getting some units out, and then he just didn't engage properly. I think if he would have been quicker to pull his probes off the line to engage that force, then I think he would have had a much better chance of winning that match and buying himself some more time, because he could have afforded to lose up to about 10 or 15 probes in that engagement and still be okay, but the fact that he pulled his probes back and then tried to engage only with his army was really what killed WhiteRa there, that decision. So, here in Game 2, going to have to see if WhiteRa can pull a win. If he can, we are going to be pushing this to Game 3 to see who is going to take the entire best of 3. Now, I should have mentioned where in the tournament this was played. This was actually played as part of the group stage. These two players were both in Group A of IEM Kiev. So, not going to give any more on that. I was about to announce the players that moved on, but then that would be spoiling the match. So, not going to be doing that. Looks like NaNiwa so far opening up with that standard opening of Gateway and Gas, followed by Cybernetics Core. Will he be getting this second Gas? That is the big question. Or will he be once again going for that early 3-stalker aggression? This is something like I said in the previous game, it's something that's becoming much more common among the most Protoss players, not even just players on the ladder, but just Protoss players in general are starting to like this, just because there are several advantages of doing this early 3-stalker push. By getting out those three stalkers early, it allows you to, first of all, go out and hunt down any probes. You can stop a lot of 4-gates just by going out and killing the probes that are coming forward to place the pylons. Just by moving out, once you get those 3 stalkers, you can start to hunt down probes, you can start to hunt down pylons, and you can start to push, put pressure back on your opponent. A typical 4-gate will start to push at a little bit later of a timing than that 3 stalkers will start to get to their base, and so usually with that 3-stalker push, you can get to their base before they have a whole lot of units up and running and before they can get their 4-gate up and running. So you can actually do a lot of damage there if you time it properly. So it looks like NaNiwa is most likely going to be going for that opening, as one stalker is already out on the map, a second one now being produced here, and I'm expecting a third one to be coming down along the way. There it is, now coming down a little bit late for NaNiwa, actually, surprisingly. But WhiteRa going for actually a very similar build right now. WhiteRa actually also threw down that 3-stalker build with the double gateway while he researches that warp gate research, and now his stalkers are now out on the map. Both are contesting map control right now as NaNiwa is trying to jump back and forth between these 2 Xel'Naga towers, wants to see if there are any other units heading his way, wants to be able to catch any probes. As you can see, NaNiwa is going to be able to catch this probe if he can quite get it, but no, it looks like the 3 stalkers from WhiteRa are about to be here, and they are going to catch these 2 stalkers of NaNiwa off guard. The third one was just a little bit late there, so now he's not with the rest of his other purple stalker buddies, and now he's being focused down, taking a lot of damage on that one stalker, taking quite a bit of hull damage, and now he's going to be doing some quick warping in here if he's going to want to be able to deal with this push. WhiteRa is just going to start to move into his opponent's base, pokes in right now, sees the 3 stalkers, and is now starting to pull back. In the base of NaNiwa, the Twilight Council is now up. Blink just now being started, so NaNiwa looks like he's going to be going for some early Blink stalker aggression here. 5 stalkers out on the map for NaNiwa. Only 3 currently, looks like 4 stalkers currently out on the map for WhiteRa. There is one sentry up as well, and now he's moving out with these 3 stalkers. He does see that the 5 are now coming up on his base, and WhiteRa starting to take an expansion here. He's going to be forced to cancel it, and now WhiteRa, having to pull back into his own base, is now forced to cancel that pylon, which is going to cause WhiteRa to be supply blocked. Both of his warp gates are able to produce right now, but he doesn't have the supply to be able to do that right now, and the force field is late, meaning that NaNiwa is just going to get 4 stalkers up into his base and starting to do a lot of damage to these stalkers. WhiteRa needs to pull his probes to really be able to deal with these stalkers right now, and no, all of his stalkers do go down. He is now trying to warp in more units as he loses them, but now WhiteRa is in a dreadful position as Blink is about to be completing. There's a lot of stalkers in the base right now. First Immortal is now out, but WhiteRa only has this Immortal as well as this Zealot to be able to defend against these stalkers, and Blink just now about to be finishing up, and I think NaNiwa is actually going to be able to take this with Game 2 with this very early Blink Stalker push. Brilliantly played there by NaNiwa. WhiteRa with the GG. Well played. Holy cow. That was so unfortunate for WhiteRa. It was really just came down to the fact that he lost that one pylon. He was really expecting to have that pylon in earlier, but the fact that he put that down on the low ground and didn't have this one up in the main coming up till after he canceled that one down there really just meant that he couldn't warp in there when he really needed to. I think if he could have warped in there and held back here and let those stalkers come up and start to deal some damage, maybe pull probes if he had to, then he would have been able to get up enough forces to be able to defend that, because NaNiwa didn't. I think this was NaNiwa's nearest pylon down here in the natural. WhiteRa would have been able to get his forces to the fight just a tad bit faster and also have all these probes to be able to defend with. I think he would have been able to hold that just fine, but unfortunately that supply block is really what cost WhiteRa the game as well as the series. NaNiwa is going to take it with a clean 2-0. Hope you guys enjoyed that series. If you did, please hit that subscribe button. Please comment down below to let me know what kind of games you guys want to be seeing, because I'm going to be casting more games from IEM Kiev all this week, so please let me know if there are any specific matches you want me to cast. So, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. GLiTCH out.